So I've been moving quite along here. I've been doing a lot of farming on Cape Fury to get the Power Surge Thunderdeep Draft stuff, and I've just put in a lot of time into the game as of late, and we managed to get all the way up to Sword Empowerment 4, which is 7 reforges. This is what we're gonna be doing today. I'm gonna reforge, grab this unlock, and then we are going to continue the hunt. We'll probably head to Iron Falls as we normally do. That's where I like to kick off everything. I forgot to change my build once I arrive, so I need to do that, but that's not a big deal because I shouldn't be here for very long. Go ahead and stick with the Boreas one. That one works fine. I've been wondering what weapon I want to do after I hit the sword to 10, because I was thinking maybe the axe, because the axe is, I haven't even touched the axe at all since coming back, and the axe is definitely a weapon that I enjoy a lot, and having the extra recharge rate from the 10 levels of the sword really helps the axe get to level 3 or level 4 faster, depending on what mod you're using. So maybe I'll do a little vote for it. If you guys want to see a particular weapon get to level 10 next, let me know, and then we'll go from there. I think that that's probably the most fair way to do it. I honestly don't mind what weapon, but some weapons are better than others when it comes to making content, just because you don't have to think as much. And the sword is definitely one of those for me where I don't really need to think at all. I just kind of like mash out, use my parries and all that stuff. So the harder one, like Warpike's pretty simple, Axe is pretty simple, Chainblades is pretty simple. Everything else, like Aether Strikers and maybe Repeaters, require the most focus, but not playing the Aether Strikers optimally is not that big of a deal. I just feel like the camera and all that stuff that the Repeaters offers takes away my focus a lot. So yeah, I don't know, that's just kind of where I'm at with that. But let me know down below if you want to see a particular weapon hit level 10. I'll probably post it on the community tab as well, just to see what everybody's interested in seeing. I'm obviously a sword main at heart, but you know, I like branching out. I think my least played weapon is the hammer in general, but my least favorite weapon is probably Repeaters still. So waiting on some sort of update to that weapon. I've been enjoying this patch a lot lately. I've been finding like just cool little tips and tricks like that. If you watch my sword build video that I posted recently, I found that little fauna area and I was just like, oh, this is like a really neat little, you know, farming tip. I'm definitely going to use this. So yeah, Dauntless is like kind of presenting a little bit of extra fluff, I guess, to help me get through the repetitive aspect of it as it has. I mean, Dauntless is a repetitive game, but it's an enjoyable repetitive for me. I enjoy, you know, watching the numbers go up. I enjoy the combat. The combat's what keeps me going, honestly. And I also have been enjoying the little events that they've been doing. I think they did the Thunderdeep Drask event like really well, with how you farm it and how it's all focused on a major island, and ultimately you know, it's not like a quick farm. I think that that's like another key thing is I was making the grind a more of a challenge to myself, right? Like I'm gonna be going there at level 9, and then I'll get to level 20 by just farming Cape Fury and doing the events and stuff, and that's been doing well because I think the Thunderdeep is like level 19, so you're actually able to get quite a bit of EXP now, and you're fighting three behemoths during that event. And overall, the time to kill on Cape Fury, as well as all the little extra XP tricks that you can do on that map, the EXP comes in pretty quickly, which is nice. And then you obviously have like bounties and stuff. But I'm getting to that point where bounty tokens are becoming a problem, and I don't know if I should be saving or, but yeah, I mean, overall this patch has been really good, stable, not a lot of like bugs and tech issues and stuff like that. other than you know, the usual stuff like the hitboxes not being the best. But overall, I think that the Thunderdeep patch is good. The fight, you know, we can talk about the fight because I don't know. I feel like the Thunderdeep fight is just underwhelming as a whole, but I love the appearance, right? I've been thinking about making a video based on this particular topic, is like why 7.1 or 1.7.1 is a good patch, and why it should be more of like the norm for Dauntless patches and updates. Mainly just because it introduces a brand new behemoth. That new behemoth is really cool looking. You know, it's not the best fight in the world. It's kind of just like more of the same in terms of like fighting a Drask. But I really enjoyed the atmosphere. I think it really handled like what would be considered modifiers, right? Like the weather change, like there's very subtle things. The weather changing was a really nice touch, and you know, I didn't always notice it, but when I did, I was like, oh dang, that's actually sick. All the little lightning circles, just the focus on that particular island in general it's kind of just nice. And like if it wasn't there, I wouldn't have been like, oh, all these like little fauna things are here. And you know, you just discover new things and cool things about the game that normally wouldn't have happened unless, you know, you spent, and if you didn't spend a lot of time there. And I like that. I like that, and I would like to see like more of an expanded island, right? Like we've been on these islands for quite some time. I would love like an island overhaul, making the islands larger, more spawn points, more events. And I think that overall, the direction that the hunting grounds are going, like I think they're nailing the hunting grounds. I think we just need more particular things to do outside of slaying, or more things to do while slaying. Whether that's trade skills or farming flowers and rocks for like housing items or whatever. And you know, that's just kind of like off the cuff sort of stuff that I think would make the game a lot better. Is, you know, as long as we are, or maybe like trade skills, I guess, having the ability to take our mind off of just like slaying out optimal DPS stuff. I feel like anything that takes away from this mentality of like, okay, I need the best build, I need the best this, I need the best that, and then you know, I'm gonna farm it up, and then I'm gonna, you know, stop playing because I don't need anything anymore. You know, I'm gonna finish the hunt pass, and then I'm gonna get the cosmetics, I'm gonna make the stuff that I want, and then I'm gonna, you know, shelf the game again. I think there's a lot of replay value in trade skills and housing, and that should be something that Phoenix Labs considers. I know there's a lot of logistical stuff that goes into why they can't really add housing to the game, but I don't know, maybe with the latest additions to the company that they might be able to consider it again. You know, we've been looking at pets for a while, but I don't really feel like pets add the type of longevity and content that the game needs. But there are options. There is a solution out there, and I think they're doing a great job of like optimizing the longevity, but we just haven't quite hit it. And I think that they're doing a really good job offering the longevity that, you know, the hunting grounds and the Dauntless Reforged really stepped up the amount of time you can play, and it still gain something of relative power, even if it's not that crazy of an upgrade, you know, like 2% wound damage or something. Like getting all those unlocks are definitely something to work towards, and you will see them, and you'll see the differences, and they will help you in some way, shape, or form if you've been playing that much. But I don't think we've quite hit the peak of longevity where there's just a bunch of different activities to do. They take a long time, and everybody's kind of like enjoying them. Like I think of things like Animal Crossing is typically my example of what longevity is because people love playing like dress up with their houses and their spaces and then posting it on the internet and just making it the way that they want it, and then they change it how, like, you know, seasonally. So if it's like Dark Harvest time, then they'll make it all Halloween. So I think just having the ability to make a little diagram, you know, or Venn diagram for your Slayer is really cool. I think that's a really good way to offer monetization to the community, right? Like all the different like housing little packs you can do. I think it would be fun for the devs, right? Like making cool furniture, like what it would be like to live actually on the Shattered Isles. It'd be cool for lore. It'd be cool for pretty much all the aspects of the game. It's just a matter of whether or not it's possible to do. I think that is I think they should take more beats from like Final Fantasy or something, where the entire game is just like a bunch of mini games, right? Like a theme park. And whether that's like trade skills, and there's like a fishing island with like a particular behemoth that's really rare. That would be kind of fun. I don't know. Maybe there's like rare bait and stuff, and that's how you would fish up the behemoth. And then you could get together with your friends and get a bunch of the bait together, and you go and hunt the new fishing behemoth, the giant fish. You hunt Plessy off basically. And I think that there are some cool things that you can do. Oh wait, this is an event. I should probably hang out instead of running around like a mindless idiot. This is what happens when I'm rambling like about this game. Is I zone out and I just let my mouth run, and whatever happens. So, you know, if you're here for the optimal gameplay, maybe next video. But yeah, this is more of just me ranting about Dauntless in general. But yeah, I mean, if you have any suggestions, there was someone that came up with, or that like told me about like probably one of the best ideas I've heard for like Dauntless's progression, because everybody really likes escalation, right? I think a good rendition of escalation is that would go over well with the community is a escalation that is longer, but you start off with recruit gear, and as you keep going, your gear upgrades. Kind of like a Palace of the, what is it? Palace of the Damned, I think is what it's called in Palace of the Dead. Palace of the Dead is what it's called in Final Fantasy. Something like that. And then you could get like, you know, when you beat it or get to the max level, you could get like a unique weapon cosmetic, weapon skin. I think that would really be cool. Kind of like the spectral weapons in Final Fantasy. Shit, they could just basically steal that, have like spectral versions of the weapons for that game mode. God, I deal no damage right now. I just feel like, dude, this is actually like a really bad experience, because Skarn just keeps like, Skarn's not doing anything except sending out rocks and pushing Quillshot out of the way. So it's like some duos are just not very fun, and I feel like Behemoth AI and Collision, like, I mean, AI, the Behemoth AI has always been like, you know, it's just something that you deal with, it's whatever, but there are just some things that really irritate me, like Behemoths pushing each other out of the way, and then just like weird hitboxes. Those are probably like my two main things. I feel like that's kind of everybody's like given sort of experience, is like, yeah, there's some, you know, some behemoths have some pretty bad hitboxes. Okay, it was frozen, so it didn't send out a pulse, and then I got hit because I was animation locked. You know, there's just like weird inconsistencies like that. Like, and this is a prime example. Like when a behemoth is frozen, it doesn't always like send out an enrage aura thing. And it's just like, dude, why do we even have these like weird Super Saiyan auras coming off of that? I don't know. Just like Hellion and Pangar stomp on the ground, or like Nasher, like they go in rage. Like they have an animation when they go in rage. It's an attack, right? You can't really get close. And instead of having these like arbitrary auras that hit you and push you away and deal no damage. It's just like I miss that Dauntless, because that wasn't always the case. They added those like enrage auras later in open beta, and I don't know, I thought it was tacky at first, and then I just kind of like got over it. But yeah, I think there are just some changes from the older version of Dauntless that maybe other devs made, or like other decisions, and I wouldn't mind if they reverted back to the original you know, vision that Dauntless had. And I think that they are doing a decent job at including like animations for their enrages, and Behemoth's doing different stuff. You know, Chronivore and Thunderdeep are really prime examples, right? Like the enrage is an actual attack. It just still has that tacky looking enrage aura. Like, but like they could have just extended the attack out further and got rid of the enrage aura. But I don't know. They're so close, right? They're so close to creating that like really seamless experience. There are just some, they're kind of like stuck in their ways in some cases, and I think that it would be a bigger benefit for them to not you know, try at least return to their old ways after, you know, learning what they have learned thus far. We'll see what they decide to do in the future. So far, I think they've been nailing it with this, with 7.0 and 7.1. I think that these two patches have been really good. Omni cells are great, really fun, really spice up the variety. I'm really excited for more Omni cells, because that's just more fun to have, you know, in the playground that is already working relatively well. A little bit of variety always helps. I should probably change hunting grounds. I just realized I've been rambling for about 20 minutes, so we'll go ahead and call that a video here. And then in the next video, we'll go ahead and move on to Thunderwatch, which will be, we'll farm a little bit there, and then we'll already have enough levels to go back to Cape Fury, which I believe is level 9. I'm not 100% sure. I need to recall that. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this little ramble and rant and just gameplay video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, and you can use creator code RevyRed in the Dauntless in-game store or the Epic Games Store. Thank you again so very much for watching. Have a lovely day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.